Hi everyone, it's Lillian here from Stampers Niche, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you from Alberta, Canada, where it's a bit chilly here today, so it's a good day for crafting. I am coming to share an idea using, surprise, the Everyday Arches, my favorite dies right now, but this time it's going to be a treat holder, and whether it's for your Valentine, for a baby shower, for a wedding shower, or just because I think you're going to like it. So let's go down to my desktop and see how to do it. That's the perfect way, and we'll just get things set up here. I have this little note here because several of you have been asking about the glass mat and where to find it, that kind of thing. So here is the order number. So with the glass mat, you get this great glass mat here. You also get this little silicone holder so that it's perfect for putting your stamp pads on, your little ink spots. It's also perfect for doing sorting when you're doing maybe multiples of a project or something like that. And you also get one of my favorite cleaning tools. You get this chamois cloth. So you could just run it under the tap. Yes, it gets stained once in a while, but not too badly. But it's so flexible and so easy to use for cleanup. So that's just a little aside there. And we will just get started. So first off, I want to mention that these are the Everyday Arches. So there are 10 of them and graduated sizes. They're part of a bundle, and I absolutely love the bundle itself. So the words here are designed that they can go in the arches. Can you use other sets with these? Definitely. So I have a class going on right now. The actual, if to get the kit has expired, but you certainly are welcome to get the PDF in the video tutorial. And I have to admit, I got a little carried away in this class. So if it's something that you are interested in, here is the link here, or you can scan this with your phone and do that. And I will try to put the link also in the video description afterwards. But it's a class that is chock full of items, so just be aware of that. So when I do the class, I also shared this so that when I was referring to a certain arch die, people would know what I was talking about. So I started with the smallest one, and I recalled that one, and then the second smallest two, so we went out from the center. So for today's, we are going to use arch number 7. So this is the size that we're going to use there. So just like that. And let's share the inspiration first. I'm actually casing myself. This is something that I made last year or the year before. I can't remember which. I used the Garden Meadow dies. So the Garden Meadow dies has an arch in it. And these dies, it's part of a bundle, but the stamp set is sold out. These dies were $49, and they're on the last chance list for $9.80. So there is a big, big bargain. So there's how you can get to the last chance products and check it out and see if that's something that interests you, or if there's anything else. There's all kinds of things like the wheelbarrow shape, boots and buckets and spades and grass, and just fun. The skate alone I've used a lot. So just lots of fun stuff in there. So make sure to check that out. And so I'm casing this because the shape is much the same right there. So what it is a little treat holder. So you could put tea in there, you could put a gift card, something like that. I'm going to change things up a little bit today, making a bit wider here so you can fit a bit more in. But I'll explain how the flat one goes as well. So let's put that there. And speaking of last chance, maybe I should take a moment to talk about how do you find all the new celebration things and all of these great things that are happening, because there are truly some really good things going on. So what you're going to do is go to my website. And when you're on my website, you will see something like this. Hopefully you'll see my picture somewhere there. And you can do, we'll come back to these three little lines in a minute, but you can scroll down to the bottom, and under what's new, there's all different kinds of things. I'm going to back up and we're going to click on that in a minute, because that's more celebration items. And then you can see the catalogs down here. So remember, these little arrows mean there's more. So you can see the scrapbooking catalog, all the different catalogs down there, and you can actually download them and have a look-see if you don't have one of your own. So let's go back up here to what's new and go back to more celebration products. I think I was talking about Last Chance, wasn't I? Oh, well, we'll do this. We'll do this first. So they have added some great new celebration products just during February. So let's, click on the correct button, and you'll see things like this gorgeous sparkly ribbon, these dies here. This is one of my favorite kits, just because I love the frames so much. One of my favorite alphabets of all time. Look at this. This is actually in the mini catalog, and you can earn it for free. So just something to be aware of. Here's a kit. I just did a kit with the grandkids on a couple of days ago, and they loved it. So there's embellishments. There are all kinds of things. So make sure that you go back and check those out. So let's back up a little bit and go back to those three lines. So if we wanted to go to, so there's online exclusives, there's kits, there's all kinds of things. So let's go to specials, Last Chance products, and there's where you're going to see all the things that are only while supplies last, and some of them are marked down significantly. So take a look at that, explore that website just a little bit. You might be really happy that you did. Okay, so we're going to make this. So let's take a look. See, we're using a die number 7. So again, that's starting from the center and going out. You can use different ones. That's the one I'm choosing to use. And I'm going to use some of the Marbled Elegance paper just because it's so perfect. And I have some scraps. I literally just have some scraps. This is likely all that I have left. It starts out as 12 by 12 paper. So it has all this marbled, beautiful stuff on one side. And then on the other side, we have sort of more background paper. So if there's something else in here, there we go. It's hiding down there. So some scraps that you can have some fun with. We're going to go with this one here, and we're going to cut it out with this. Now, we need to decide, do we want it to have a lot of gold on it? Do we want to have a lot of white on it? And move this around and decide how we want this to be. So I'm going to bring in the die cutting machine. Be a little strategic. I've decided I'm going to go for lots of gold. So we'll go that way. I like to put it in my machine so that the rounded edge is going in. It just eases it in a little bit more gently, I guess you could say. And I'm going towards the edge of the paper so I can save the scraps for another project. So we'll put this, making sure we've got a nice tidy sandwich so it's not rubbing on the edge of the machine, and run it through. And there we go. So now we have this shape here with the stitching around it. I also used the same die and used some coordinating cardstocks. This is Melon Mambo, so it's the same size. Everything's the same, so you can see here they're perfectly matched. So what we're going to do is put them together like that, and then they make the little heart shape. So all we need to do, if we were doing that flat, we would run adhesive along the flat edge here on the front part of the cardstock and along the bottom edge of the designer paper. And then when you put it together, it has adhesive here and adhesive here. But we're going to try to make it so that it can hold a little bit more. And I could use my dimensionals, but we have these adhesive foam strips, and I thought they would be perfect. Now these actually come this long, the adhesive foam strips, but I like to cut them in half. I just find them a little bit easier to use. So, and it works out perfectly that way too. So that's just a personal preference. So what they are is they're like dimensionals, but they're in strips and they're a little bit thicker. So I'm going to put on the edge. So this is the front of my cardstock die. So just like that. And then on this one, I'm going to put it on the same straight edge, but on the back. So need to cut it down a little bit. Let's see. So right about here we'll do it. It doesn't have to go edge to edge, just whatever. So let me just be strategic here. Yeah, I can go all the way, and I could have cut a little bit more, so I can snip a bit more off and just tuck it in the corner like that. So the adhesive foam strips, they are super for things like this. So let's bring my little dish in to put my garbage in. Peel it off. So these work good just like dimensionals. Now why did I leave this space here? Because this is going to go there. So I didn't want my dimensions, my foam strips to overlap. So here we're going to go line up the edges. So to do that, I'm going to keep my fingers under here so they don't stick down until I want them to stick down. So I'm going to line up that edge first and be just gentle. So maybe I can peel it off if I need to, and do like that. And now we have it like that. So now there's a bit more space in here. So I'm just going to press that down. Now we just need to decorate it. So I did some die cutting ahead of time, and I wanted to stick with the heart theme on this one. On this one, I used a circle and a wheelbarrow and a label because it was for a birthday. So there are a couple of choices. I was playing around. I thought, well, we could go like that. Highlight the gold. And we can stamp on this one. Or we could, I love all the detail. This is from the Hearts of Elegance die. But you could use whatever. So I think I like that one better. Here's one without any fancy stitching on it. Like that. That looks nice too. I think I'm going to go with that one. Obviously, you can go with whatever you want. And now I need to find a little message to put on there. So I'm bringing in the Hearts of Elegance. So this is the stamp set, and this is the die. So it's a bundle on the online exclusives. That's where you're going to find them. And so this is this one here, and this one here. I'm using this. So let's bring in, and by the way, if you like that class, I have a class, only the PDF and video tutorial is available now, but if you have that bundle, you might like to sign up for that class too. Oh, sorry, I should hold it there for a minute. So there is the link for that class. All right, so I think I am going to just use that. I want to make sure it fits. So I often use my stamps while they're still clean as a little design element, just to make sure things work. So there we go. We've got that. And this color I'm using here is Melon Mambo. I'm going to stick with that. I could have embossed this with gold. Just thought of that right now. But I don't have my stuff out for that, so we'll stick with this. There we go. We've got that. And now we're going to put it on here. And I like to put it on dimensionals so that it doesn't get in the way of stuff going in there. So let's bring in some dimensionals. I'm going to put this down first so that I know where to put the dimensionals on this. So let's see, make sure I didn't put a dimensional where I shouldn't have. So my dimensional has to go right in there. If I put it so it was, when it was overlapping, it would be wonky, it would be raised up higher. So there we go. We've got it like that. So it's looking pretty cute. I forgot to grab my embellishments, so let me just grab them. I'm going to use the Celebration embellishments. These are the purple adhesive back sequins. They are something you can earn for free with a $75 order. And I have really, really enjoyed these. So, whoops, got a little carried away there. So let's just scatter a few of these. Actually, I want a smaller one on there. And we'll put it's always the decision, what color to use where. So there we've got it like that. I think we're going to put a few more. I'm not putting anything here because that is where stuff is sliding in and out and it would just fall off. There we go. So we've got that. Put that to the side. And now you can leave it like this and then start to tuck things in, like a chocolate bar or little mini chocolate bar, a gift certificate. You could always give a Stampin' Up! Gift certificate, right? You could do things like that, or we could add a little bit of ribbon at the top. So what I'm going to do is bring in a hole punch, and I want to punch a hole just behind this. So I'm going to lift this up. And if you can see, it's on the back, but it's sort of where it overlaps. Now, I didn't have any ribbon that matches Melon Mambo. So I thought, well, we have this Celebration ribbon. It's just gorgeous. It is the Fresh Freesia seam binding ribbon. And so I took my blends, my Melon Mambo blends. I put it down like this, and I just colored it. And now I have ribbon to match. So I did that before coming on camera so that it would be dry. And I just need, about this much, I think. But I did want to show you how that works. It's perfect. There, we'll move that to the side. We're going to feed this through. Just like that, through the hole. Now you can make this longer or shorter. You can tie bows. You can do whatever you want. I'm just going to do my favorite technique here. So we've got that through. I'm going to use my tweezers like that and bring in my favorite twine right now, one of my favorites, and it's the gold thread. We'll just run it through, and we're going to tie a bow. Living dangerously, tying a bow on camera, I know, but that we'll do it. So what did I just do? I've got my tweezers in the way. I'm going to move. Oh, I didn't even catch the ribbon. Let's try this again. Put this underneath, then add the tweezers just to hold stuff in place. Put the twine down here. I like to leave my ribbon and twine on the roll while I'm working with it. Then if I don't have enough, I can always pull a little bit more, or if I have way too much, I can pull it back. I just find I have a lot less waste that way. So with all this gold, we could have used gold embellishments too, but I was just happy with the others. Plus they were free, you know. So let's give this a trim. Whoops, used the wrong scissors. That's okay. They didn't cut quite as well. Just to remember, a little hint, keep one set for paper and everything, but keep one pair of scissors strictly for ribbon, and they stay sharp, and it is wonderful. So just like that, we have made a little treat holder, and there's a little more space in here now. So let's tuck some treats in. We could do a tea bag, we could do a gift certificate, a little treat, and there you go. So let me show you some others that were made. So here was the inspiration. That was for a birthday. So here's the one we made. Here is using the same die that I used here, but it's flat, and I used for a thank you. And I didn't put a little holder on the top, and just we could put, you can just imagine a treat in there. So I used the lavender paper that we have in the lavender dies, perennial lavender dies. And the thanks actually came from the Everyday Arches stamp set. So there is that one there. Let me just see, we can put this here. And then this one is slightly smaller. So I used, what did I use here? Let me just see. So this one was number 6, die number 6. So one size smaller. And I used the celebration paper, the Bloom Impressions, which I've just about run out of. And then we have those paper accent butterflies, and they're white, and I just did some sponging on there and did that. And I mixed my embellishments. So I used the celebration ones, and then I used some butterfly ones too. And then I did the same treatment. I colored the ribbon just like I did on this one, and used linen thread on that one. So there are some ideas, a super easy way to make a treat holder for whatever occasion, whether it's a wedding, a birthday, a bridal shower, whatever. And now I have something ready for Valentine's Day. So if you're still scrambling for Valentine's Day and you have some heart punches or heart dies, remember you can use them. There's this little critter here. I just used 3 hearts, drew in some antenna and some feet with my basic black marker, and then added some wiggly eyes. This would look cute on top of a card, but also on top of a treat. And then using the same dies that we used, where did I put them? Here they are. Using the same Hearts of Elegance dies, this was made. So this is the die, the big die, big die, this one, upside down, and it was cut on the fold. So there's a fold there. So then this die was cut in half here, and you can just see how the different little ones were used. And the tongue, get this, it's the smallest heart. So you can have some fun with your heart dies, with your heart punches, and you still, if you're like me and are a little behind the times, you can still be prepared for Valentine's Day or whatever. So let's bring this back in. Remember, there are classes. There are all different kinds of ways that you can use some of these things and take advantage of them. So thank you for joining me. Have some fun and happy Valentine's Day.